Seasonality for the Wichita, Kansas housing market has returned. I'm going to go over graphs and data to help you make sense of it all, give you insights, insights and observations, and then strategies for you to apply personally, whether you have a home listed now or later in the spring. But before we get into all that, like, comment, subscribe, share, please. On all this helps really grow the channel and get more of this message out to the people who need to see it and want to see it on everything. So let's see. We're going to screen share. Sorry, brain fart a little bit there for a sec. Anyway, so if you scroll over here, this is all of our local data from our MLS to give you an idea of where I'm getting this data and these insights from. So if you look at like the past 3 years, 2021, 22, and 23, it all, for the most part, more or less follows the same bell curve of the holiday season really starting to kill people wanting to do anything real estate wise, which I don't entirely blame them. They're focused on the holidays. It's getting colder, figuring things out for the end of the year and then the beginning of the year of everything. If you think about like January and February, it's still pretty cold. People don't want to move. They don't want to sell. They don't want to do things. Then as the weather and the temperature returns for our market into March and April, May, that's when you start to see things really pick up on everything, because that's the time of year that people prefer to take action on real estate. Even though we might be discussing this a lot in November and December and January, we're getting a good amount of listings set up to launch into March and April. I think we have like 7 we're going to launch into Q1 of next year, depending on when they get done and when's the right time and all that comes with it. You know, this is a long-term strategy game plan. This isn't just a wham bam, like see you later type of a sales situation. This is a lot of marketing, a lot of strategy, and timing the situation and making sure you're setting yourself up for the highest odds of success on everything. So that's really how we operate and what we base everything off of, and what a good real estate strategist should help you to, you know, really put together a plan and a strategy with the marketing advertising campaign to go with all this to ultimately get your home sold for the highest price at the right time if you can on everything. But really what we're seeing is just seasonality, regardless of what you're hearing from the headlines, your friends, popular opinion. It's not an election cycle that's affecting this. It's just the normal seasonality of the market. Interest rates are affecting it, but at the end of the day, people are still buying and selling real estate. If you look at these stats, about 10,000 homes sell every day. Been kind of beating this one to death on everything. Is 10,000 homes sell every day. Divide that by 24, that's 452 sell per hour. Divide that by 60, that's 8 each minute that homes still sell. So homes still buy and sell every day. And it's these life events that take place for them. First, people reach 65, deaths, marriage, divorces. And so it's all these life events that ultimately lead the real estate market to transact. The sky's not falling, the world's not ending, regardless of what you hear. And we navigate the market and the interest rates and the dynamics of all that. At the end of the day, people are still moving and selling. It's because of life events is why they do it. And when we get to look at the market data, we see that that will always continue to go on over time. Consistently, we follow the trends repeatedly, not necessarily just the fads or the headlines or popular opinions or your emotions or feelings. We go off the data and the facts and the strategy of everything. You know, we can trust in that. So there's the closed listings by month to give you an idea of strategy and what's going on with that. So depending on your price point, your situation, you know, I love getting calls on these. I love discussing with people what they plan or intend to do, whether it's where they want to go for buying their next house, or how much they can sell out of their house, potentially walking through, seeing what improvements we need to make, strategies we need to take up on everything, and just really having a plan and a process in place is what really puts you at ease and peace of mind, and we get the best situation out of this. So got 7 listings coming up here in the spring, have 5 active listings right now that if we don't get them sold by the holidays, we'll probably take them off and try again in the spring. So it could be for a potential about 13 listings in the spring and ongoing. You know, if you want to get out of that list, you want to get in on our plan that gets homes sold, you know, for the most amount of money. And it may not always be right away. We try to launch it and get it right away with our home sales, which I'll put a link on here so you can see our process of how we do that. But typically you want to do this strategically with the planned out process and have enough of a runway and roadmap set up for this thing to happen, instead of just kind of like winging it, looking at houses and hoping this works out. You know, I'm into hope and faith, but that's not a good marketing and sales strategy for getting your home sold. But seasonality is really what we're seeing right now going into the fall and the winter market. Still having a good amount of conversations and planning sessions for the spring of next year or the beginning of next year. If you're looking to buy, this can be an opportune time to get like contingent offer deals done, seller concessions, negotiate a little bit. Because I have a pretty good feeling that come spring of next year, there's going to be a madhouse rush of people coming in. Yes, you'll get more options and more of a premium product on the market, but you're going to be paying a premium price for that as well. So kind of, you got to take all that with a grain of salt of the seasonality of the year. And as you can see, these trends happen year after year on everything, provided there's no major global pandemic going on. These seasonal trends consistently go on every year, which I can show you from, where to go, history of active listings. You can see how much we have a bell curve seasonality every single year. Other than down here, we've just been having less and less listings on everything. So we do need more listings in Wichita to sell. There's a better representation of that. Let me find it. Let's supply. Yeah, history of new listings. You can see how much people list in the spring, give it the spring and the summer to ride out, and then dies in the fall and the winter, then goes back in the spring and summer. And if you look at like the moving average, it's pretty stable. But if you look at like the waviness of the actual values, you can see how much it rises and falls from the spring and the summer of everything. So that's the new listings coming to the market. Contracts written follows the same thing. Contracts written by month. You can really see how like temperature still really affects our market around here. And it's really just the seasonality of everything as we start to play this, you know. And of course, this is market-wide local data on everything. Your personal situation really comes down to your personal life situation, your personal neighborhood situation, and really putting together a plan based on those two custom things that we do as real estate agents, to take the national data, the local data, and get it down to your personal life situation and your neighborhood data for you to personally make strategic plans off of. Because in some ways, it's like, who entirely cares what's going on in national data? Who cares what's going on with the local data, other than how does it affect me personally with my house, my neighborhood, all that stuff. We help you translate the national data to the local data to your personal life situation, to your house specifically, on it all, to help you make sense of it all, develop strategies, plans, positions, marketing campaigns around all that. And that's the work of a good agent that takes the national data to the local data and simplifies it down, boils it down to be like, here's how we make sense of all this. Here's some strategies, options, and plans. Which ones would you like me to carry out for you so we can ultimately get this thing done? So hopefully from the start of this, that kind of helps display how we take all the information, how we take all that national, local data, but then also look at your personal plan and your situation. And every single piece of that is unique and customizable, done by a human, not by a robot, that not everybody can do. There's an art and a skill to it. And I'd love to talk to you about that for your personal situation and see where we can help you make observations, insights about your house, your personal situation, give you strategies, options, and offers, and discuss, you know, potentially working together if it's a good fit or not on everything. You know, because if your house is too overpriced, you're too unrealistic, or we're just got some roadblocks in the way where that ultimately it's not going to get the house sold. We don't necessarily take every listing and work with every client, you know, but the ones that do fit and it's a good mutual working relationship, we love working with those, and then ultimately getting their house sold or bought and that kind of thing. So shoot me a message if you like to discuss and talk, or sign up on my website. You know, there's a lot of good ways to look at houses on my website, track your home price, equity calculators, a lot of cool things like that that we've set up digitally to help service you guys better on a large scale so that we can still do the personalized stuff on everything. But anyway, hope you guys learned from this. Appreciate watching as always. Hopefully get a message from you and we can talk soon, and we'll talk with you later. See ya.